This is trigonometry. We are dealing with simplifying trigonometric problems, and this is part 4. We have cos squared 180 degrees plus x minus tan of 225 degrees. It is divided by cos squared 90 degrees plus x. To see if we simplify this correctly, we need to have a way of checking our final answer. So I am going to replace this x by 30 degrees. I'm also going to replace this x by 30 degrees to check the answer that I get. Cos of 180 degrees plus 30, it is squared, minus tan of 225 degrees is divided by cos of 90 degrees plus 30, it is also squared. The answer that we are supposed to get should be -1. So we have cast. Cos is positive on the fourth quadrant. All trig ratios are positive on the first quadrant. Sine is positive on the second quadrant, and tangent is positive on the third quadrant. We have cos squared 180 plus. So 180 plus is the third quadrant. So cos is negative, but this cos is squared. Cos of 180 degrees plus x multiplied by cos of 180 degrees plus x. You see, you're not supposed to rush and say cos is negative in the third quadrant, so it's going to be negative cos squared x. You would be wrong, because here you have cos being negative in the third quadrant, so we have negative cos x multiplied by another negative cos x. Negative, when you multiply a negative by another negative, you get a positive cos squared x. So whenever you have a trig ratio that needs to be negative but it is squared, the sign stays the same. So we will be having cos squared x as our answer, minus tan of 225 degrees. Now 225 is an angle that is not defined by 90, 180 or 360. So we need to reduce it in a way that we get a 90, a 180 or a 360. But there is also another way to reduce angles. Let's see what happens when we try to define tan 225 degrees in terms of 180. So we get 225 minus 180. What do we get? We get an angle of 45, and 45 is a special angle, so we are on the right course. We need to rewrite negative tan of 225 in terms of 180 and 45. So we say tan of 180 degrees, when you add 45 degrees to it, you get 225. So this and this are the same, but we defined tan of 225 in a way that we are going to be able to deal with it, because we can reduce it when it is like this, and 45 is a special angle. All of this is divided by cos squared 90 degrees plus. Now 90 degrees plus is the second quadrant, and cos is negative, but this cos is squared. So the same thing that happened here is going to be in effect on this cos. So this cos is not going to be negative. It is going to be negative, but then we will be having negative multiplied by negative, and it is going to give you a positive cos. But again, don't rush. You see, this is a 90 degrees, and remember from the first video we said that whenever you have cos of 90 or sine of 90, cos changes into sine and sine changes into cos. So we're going to have sine squared x as our denominator. Let's proceed. Now we have cos squared x minus, now tan of 180 plus, that's the third quadrant, and tan is positive, so we're going to have positive tan 45, but then it is multiplied by this negative, so we will have negative tan of 45 degrees divided by sine squared x. Now since 45 is a special angle, we can just put this into our calculator and see what we get. Negative tan 45, that's negative 1. So we have cos squared x minus 1 is divided by sine squared x. Now again, if you have practiced trigonometry enough, your brain can tell you that you have seen this before, even though it is not in the same order, because you are used to having one being on this side, but your brain will tell you that you have seen this before. Now you need to go to your square identity. Your square identity says that whenever you have cos squared x plus sine squared x, the answer that you get is 1. Now you need to play around with these terms to get this. So what would happen if we take sine squared x and transpose it to this side, then we take 1 and transpose it to this side? We will have cos squared x minus 1 is equal to sine squared x. When you take it to this side, is going to be negative sine squared x. Therefore, cos squared x minus 1 is equal to negative sine squared x. So we have negative sine squared x divided by a positive sine squared x. Now this, we can tell it is equal to negative 1. Now I know that this is 100% correct because I checked it before I attempted to simplify this. So we know we got our full 7 marks or 6 marks. I don't know the mark allocation, but yeah. Thank you for watching.
It's easy to see when you look at me. If you look closely, Misty, don't back down. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, so that you can get that A in mathematics. Leave a comment down below if you have a question. Misty will make sure you get the answer. Leave a like and share this video with your friends, so that we can all be good. Thank you for watching.